Welcome back, everyone! Today we're back in Paint and Seek in Roblox, and this adventure is even bigger than before. Every round brings a brand new challenge because the maps are filled with colorful walls, tricky hiding spots, and plenty of opportunities to outsmart the seeker. Our goal is simple: choose the perfect paint, disappear into the environment, and survive until the timer reaches 0. The first round is about to begin, so I'm taking a careful look around the map before making any decisions. There are several different colors everywhere, and picking the wrong one could make us stand out immediately. Instead of rushing, I'm checking the nearby walls, floors, and objects to decide which camouflage will give us the biggest advantage. The countdown is already ticking, so I quickly select a paint color that matches the area where I want to hide. The disguise already looks much better, and now it's time to search for a smart position. Rather than following the crowd, I'm moving toward a quieter section of the map where the seeker might not look first. Only a few seconds remain before the action begins. I make one final adjustment to my position and stop moving completely. Staying calm at the beginning of the round is always important because unnecessary movement often gives away your location before the seeker even starts searching. The seeker has been released, and the tension immediately starts to build. Players are running in every direction, trying to find the perfect hiding place at the last possible moment. I'm trusting the camouflage, staying perfectly still, and hoping the color blends naturally with everything around me. The seeker begins checking nearby hallways and corners one by one. They're searching carefully behind walls, around objects, and inside every small space they can find. Every few seconds they move closer, making the round even more exciting as the pressure continues to rise. That was incredibly close. The seeker walks right through our area and pauses only a short distance away. For a moment it feels like we've been discovered, but they turn away and continue searching somewhere else. Choosing the correct paint at the start is already proving to be the right decision. Several other players are found, leaving only a handful of hiders still in the game. That makes things much more difficult because the seeker now has extra time to inspect every remaining corner of the map. We have to stay patient and avoid making even the smallest mistake. The timer keeps counting down, and every second feels longer than the last. I'm staying completely still, resisting the temptation to move, because patience has worked perfectly so far. The camouflage is still doing an amazing job, and we're getting closer to another successful escape. The final moments of the round are here. If we can stay hidden for just a little longer, we'll start today's Paint and Seek adventure with another great victory. Let's stay focused, trust our hiding spot, and see if we can survive until the timer finally reaches 0. The first round is behind us, and we're already moving into the next challenge. Every match in Paint and Seek feels completely different because the seeker changes their strategy, the players choose new hiding places, and even the smallest decision can decide whether you survive or get caught. Let's see if we can continue our lucky streak. The countdown starts again, and before picking a paint color I'm taking another careful look around the map. There are several different sections with completely different colors, so choosing the correct camouflage is just as important as finding a good hiding place. A perfect match can make your character almost disappear. I found an area that looks promising, so I quickly change my paint to match the nearby walls and decorations. Instead of hiding near other players, I'm moving toward a quieter corner where there's less movement. Sometimes staying away from the crowd is the smartest decision you can make. Only a few seconds remain before the seeker is released. I make one final adjustment, stop moving completely, and trust the hiding place I've chosen. At this point patience becomes more valuable than speed because running around usually attracts unwanted attention. The seeker is finally free and immediately starts searching through the nearest hallways. They're checking every corner much more carefully this time, walking behind walls, looking around objects, and searching every small hiding spot they can reach. This round already feels much more difficult. One player gets discovered nearby, and the seeker quickly turns toward another section of the map. That gives us a little more breathing room, but it also means there are fewer hiders remaining. The longer the round continues, the more time the seeker has to inspect every area. The pressure keeps building with every passing second. I can hear movement close to my hiding place, but I'm refusing to move even a single step. The camouflage is blending perfectly with the surroundings, and that's giving me confidence to stay exactly where I am. The seeker suddenly returns to this side of the map and begins checking every possible corner again. This is easily the most dangerous moment of the round. For a second it feels like we're about to be caught, but once again the camouflage does its job, and the seeker walks away without noticing us. Only a handful of players are still hiding now, which makes every remaining second even more intense. I'm staying completely calm, watching the timer slowly count down while hoping the hiding spot remains unnoticed until the very end. The final moments are here. If we hold our position just a little longer, we'll survive another exciting round and keep our winning streak alive. That's exactly the result we're aiming for, so let's stay patient, trust the strategy, and finish another successful escape before moving on to the next challenge. Another round is starting, and the challenge is becoming even more difficult. Every player is learning from the previous matches, which means the hiding spots are getting smarter and the seeker has to search much more carefully. If we want another victory, we'll need to stay patient from the very beginning. The countdown begins, and before choosing a paint color I'm carefully studying the map. There are several different sections with completely different colors, so making the right decision now is extremely important. I don't want to rush because one wrong color could make my character stand out immediately. I've chosen a paint that matches this area almost perfectly, and now I'm looking for a hiding place that feels natural. Instead of following everyone else, I'm moving toward a quieter section of the map where fewer players are gathering. Sometimes the best hiding spot is the one that nobody expects. Only a few seconds remain before the seeker is released. I make one final adjustment to my position, stop moving completely, and trust the camouflage. From this point forward, patience is our greatest weapon because unnecessary movement can ruin the entire round. The seeker enters the map and immediately begins searching nearby hallways. They're moving much more slowly than before, checking behind walls, looking around every object, and walking into every small corner they can find. It's obvious they're trying not to miss anyone this time. A couple of players are discovered almost immediately, and the seeker keeps moving deeper into the map. That makes the round even more intense because every player who gets caught gives the seeker more time to search for the remaining hiders. I'm staying perfectly still and refusing to panic. The seeker suddenly walks toward our hiding place. Every step feels louder than the last, and for a second it seems impossible to avoid being found. I stay calm, keep my character completely motionless, and trust the paint color I selected at the beginning of the round. The seeker stops nearby and carefully checks the walls, corners, and objects around us. This is easily the closest moment of the match. Somehow they decide to move on without noticing us, and that small moment of relief makes the round even more exciting. Now only a handful of players are still hiding. The timer keeps counting down, but these final moments always feel the longest. The seeker returns to this area one more time, searching even more carefully than before. I'm refusing to move because we're so close to another successful escape. The final seconds finally arrive. The timer reaches 0, and we've survived another exciting round. Choosing the correct paint, staying calm, and trusting the hiding spot made all the difference once again. That's another great victory, and now we're ready to continue into the next challenge. Another exciting round is about to begin, and we're getting closer to the end of today's paint and seek adventure. Every match has become more challenging than the last, and now every decision feels even more important. We've managed to survive several difficult rounds already, but the seeker is getting smarter, so we can't afford to lose focus now. The countdown begins once again, and I'm carefully looking around the map before choosing my paint color. There are colorful walls, different rooms, and plenty of possible hiding places, so I want my camouflage to match the environment as closely as possible. A good choice here could easily decide the entire round. I've selected the paint that blends best with this part of the map, and now I'm searching for another hiding place. Instead of following the other players, I'm exploring a quieter section where there is less movement. Staying away from crowded areas has worked well so far, and I'm hoping it will work again. Only a few seconds remain before the seeker starts searching. I make one last adjustment, stop moving completely, and wait. Everything is ready now. From this moment on, patience is far more important than speed, because one careless movement could reveal everything. The seeker is finally released and immediately begins searching through the nearest hallways. They're checking every wall, every corner, and every object much more carefully than before. It's obvious they're trying to remember the common hiding places from the earlier rounds, which makes this match even more dangerous. A couple of players are discovered very quickly, and the seeker wastes no time moving toward the remaining hiding spots. Every player that gets caught means the search becomes more focused, and the pressure keeps increasing. I'm staying completely still and trusting my camouflage to do its job. Suddenly the seeker walks directly into our area. For a few seconds they search only a short distance away, looking behind objects and checking every suspicious corner. My character doesn't move at all because even the smallest movement could end the round instantly. The seeker pauses for a moment, looks around one last time, and then walks away without noticing us. That was definitely the closest moment of this match. Choosing the correct paint color and staying calm under pressure has made a huge difference once again. Only a few players are still hiding now. The timer continues counting down, and every second feels much longer than normal. The seeker returns one final time and searches the area even more carefully, but I'm staying patient because we're so close to another successful escape. The last few seconds finally arrive. The timer reaches 0, and we've survived yet another intense round. Smart camouflage, careful positioning, and plenty of patience helped us escape once again. That's another great result, and now we're ready for the final part of today's Paint and Seek adventure. We're entering the final moments of today's Paint and Seek adventure, and this is our last opportunity to finish with another victory. We've already survived several difficult rounds, escaped from some incredibly close situations, and found some excellent hiding places. Now it's all about staying focused and ending the video on a high note. The countdown begins for the final time, and I'm carefully studying the map before choosing my paint. There are several different colors around this area, so I don't want to rush my decision. Matching the environment perfectly has been the key to surviving throughout today's gameplay, and I'm planning to use the same strategy one last time. The paint is selected, and now I'm moving toward a quiet section of the map. Instead of following the crowd, I'm choosing a hiding place that looks natural and doesn't attract attention. Sometimes the simplest hiding spot is the one the seeker overlooks completely. Only a few seconds remain before the search begins. I make one final adjustment to my position, stop moving completely, and wait. Everything now depends on patience. There's no reason to panic because the camouflage is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. The seeker is released and immediately starts searching nearby rooms. They're checking every hallway, every corner, and every object with much more confidence than before. It's obvious they're determined to find every remaining player before the timer runs out. A couple of players are caught almost immediately, and that makes the round even more intense. With fewer hiders left, the seeker has more time to inspect every area of the map. I'm staying perfectly still, trusting the paint color and refusing to make even the smallest movement. The seeker suddenly turns toward our hiding place. Every step feels like it could be the end of the round. They stop nearby, carefully checking the walls and objects around us. For a few long seconds it looks like we've finally been discovered, but somehow they decide to continue searching somewhere else instead. The timer keeps counting down, and the pressure keeps growing. Only a handful of players are still hiding, and every second feels longer than the last. I'm staying completely calm because we're so close to another successful escape. The seeker comes back one final time and searches this area even more carefully. This is easily the most intense moment of today's video. I stay frozen in place, trusting the camouflage we've used all game. One wrong move now would ruin everything, so patience is the only option. The final countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, and the timer reaches 0. We survived the final round and finished today's paint and seek adventure with another fantastic escape. Smart camouflage, careful positioning, and staying calm under pressure made all the difference from beginning to end. If you enjoyed today's paint and seek gameplay, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Roblox adventure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.